Use your hands. They can generate a lot of energy, so that's useful in a healing. So your hand chakra is in the palm of your hand. It's quite large. And then the fingertip chakra, there's one in each fingertip. You set those to be a metallic gold color, and then they'll generate that color. So even if you can't see energy, it's okay, it works. Just do it with your thought or your intention or your imagination. And then you have a copy out in front of you of yourself, and you heal the copy of yourself, and that's what heals you. You could. Okay, so we're going to do creative ring repair and unblocking, and we will also throw in a bit of unblocking of all your major chakras along your spine. Your 7 physical body and 7 astral body chakras, but just all together at once, not separate. So your creative rings are up here, 1, 2, 3, 3 gold rings, and they, when they're working properly and you've repaired them and melted cords and unblocked them, they generate a lot of gold light, which is very useful in healing for you. And so it generates a nice gold force field right there. And then the rest of the gold light gets sent down to your major chakras, which is super useful for like continual self-healing on subconscious levels. So you can make a copy out in front of you of your 3 gold creative rings and make a big copy or small copy, whatever is engaging for you. And just use lots of gold light and melt away any hardness, melt away any cords. You just want the 3 gold creative rings, and use the gold light to repair any cracks or broken parts. You say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this repair, can you please recycle them? Take a deep breath. Again, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this process, can you please recycle them? And you can use sticky gold wax. First, we'll just do it just for your creative rings. Have it stick to any hard objects or cords that are stuck in your creative rings. And just move all that junk out. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, just your creative rings. Move out the junk. Angels, here you go. Do a little extra repair with all that gone. You want the flaps to be shut. So this is when they're open, which is an irritated state. So that's what you do not want them to look like. You want it to just be smooth rings with no flaps sticking out. So you just melt enough cords and melt away enough energy blocks that the flaps fall shut on their own. So now we can imagine your creative rings and then your 7 chakras, 7 astral inside your 7 physical, as much as is happening right now in your face. Because if you're like only in 7 through 3, then 2 and 1 are like next to each other. They're not inside each other. If you're in all your chakras, that means your astral body chakras are in all your physical body chakras. Your astral 7 are fit fully into all your physical 7. But you may not be that present right now or generally. So you want to view the way it is for real, but don't get too caught up in that if you don't know how present you are right now. But just so you imagine your creative rings and then 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like I said already, 7th is oriented this way, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are oriented this way. So round opening in the front and the back. So just run gold light through and double check the backs of the chakras. Make sure they're releasing well out the back. And you want a big flow. So like you could check, like, is the left back side releasing well and the right back side? Because if one side is blocked, then it's still releasing, but one side is blocked. So it's better that none of it's blocked, right? So you can kind of double check that. And you can comb behind the auras behind the blocks if you find that, like, say, the left side of most of them is blocked. comb the auras right behind there and melt away any blocked energy behind there. You could say to angels, if there are any invasive beings messing with the major chakras, can you please recycle them? And you may have them releasing pretty well, but not like the lower three of them, 3, 2, and 1. So at that point, you could view them separately, astral 3, 2, 1, physical 3, 2, 1, and see if it's just one or the other. One set or the other might be the case. You don't have to separate them, but sometimes it's kind of interesting. Like, oh yeah, it's my physical body, chakras 3, 2, and 1 that are more blocked. And if you do in the chat after the healing want me to look at, are the backs of your chakras releasing well, that's a chat comment you could post, and if I don't know your initials from your YouTube name, just put your initials in the comment. But that's something that would be quick that I could look at for people in the chat after the healing if they wanted. But keep in mind, I'll just say which ones are blocked, and then it's your job to unblock them. But it could double check your work. It could be like a validation of your work and what you're sensing. Okay, so sticky gold wax of all of them, creative rings and the 7 chakras. Have the wax stick to all the junk that's not you, that is healthy, gentle to get rid of. Move out that junk. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, creative rings, 7 chakras. Astral and physical, move out the junk. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax. Creative rings, all major chakras. Move out the junk. Angels, here you go. Couple deep breaths. If you're feeling weird at all, double check your grounding. Make sure it's unblocked enough. Keep breathing. All right.